We are live. Good morning. I'm just checking that you can hear me okay and that you can see me okay. But it seems like everything is going great. Let me check just to make sure. Yes. And you can hear the piano. Yes, you can. Okay, let's dive in. Good morning. So, this is day one of the Warm Up With Me series. And the simple reason of why I chose to do this series is because I noticed that many singers tend to be motivated when it comes to sing, but they lack the consistency. And so this idea of warm with me for 5 days is not just about warming up your voice. It's about creating that consistency within your voice. Oh my God, I see the comments coming in. I love it. All right, Douglas is here, Sarah, Kathy. Oh my God, Tiffany's here too, Mario. I see so many Singing Insider members. If you're a Singing Insider member, oh, Etchan, yay! This is actually my first time doing a YouTube live stream. So this is all new to me, but I'm very excited. Tell me in the chat if you can see the description here down below. Because in the description here down below, I put together a little gift for non-Singing Insider members. It's a gift where you basically have a warm-up where you can just press play and then sing along to it. It's a PDF and an MP3 with your own curated vocal warm-up. So definitely check out the description in the link here down below. I think you should be able to access it, but I'm not sure. If not, I will send that out as soon as I can. Yes, it's working. Okay, beautiful, Tiffany. Thank you for letting me know. So let's dive in. Again, this idea came because so many of our Singing Insider members, they have these monthly challenges that keeps them on track when it comes to their singing practice. And oftentimes I notice for people that are alone by themselves at home wanting to sing that consistency is really hard. So my intention for these next 5 days together is to create that consistency with you, because if you work even 5 minutes a day on your voice compared to 2 hours in the weekend, you're going to be way more productive in those 5 little minutes. Singing and learning to sing is all about vocal repetition, is all about consistency, is all about getting those different kinds of techniques, I want to say, in your muscle memory. So that's what we're here to do. If you are not a Singing Insider member, again, I put a little gift for you together in the description here down below. You can download your vocal warm-up. These warm-ups will be different every day. The one in the description is just one. So keep joining us for other warm-ups. And if you're a Singing Insider member, obviously you can go into the Vocal Workouts library and get the different vocal warm-ups there. Okay, if you have any kind of SOVT tool, let's start with that. What is an SOVT tool? It's basically something that creates back pressure. A straw, a Laxfox little tube. It could be a plastic straw. This is the SOVT trainer. Whatever you have available, grab that. If you have one, just say yes in the chat or got it in the chat so that I know that you're with me. And the idea here is that you're not just watching passively. The idea here is that you're actually following along, okay? Beautiful. Betty's got one. Sandra's got one. Amazing. Tiffany too. All right. So with that, we're just going to start gently warming up the voice by doing some nice little slides. This is called, Sarah, an SOVT trainer, but a straw works just as well. Laxfox is another tool that is really great. If you do not have one, you can use your mouth. Then my suggestion for you is to use a V sound. So then instead of blowing on the straw, you would do that on a V. Let's do that together. And keep going. Amazing. beautiful. This is just a nice little exercise to lengthen the vocal cords in a safe way, because with this SOVT tool, what you're basically creating is a little air bubble in between the vocal cords so that they never truly touch each other. There's always this little air bubble in between, which makes it really safe and really healthy. Clara says you can also use a kazoo. Yes, I got that one too. A kazoo is an instrument, obviously. The issue that I have with the kazoo is that you cannot choose the amount of back pressure. So with a straw, you could say, I'm putting my finger at the end and trying to increase the back pressure or decrease the back pressure. I do not know if you can do that with a kazoo. So, but it's a nice thing to play with. Okay. By the way, my intention is for these to be a maximum of 15 to 20 minutes, ideally 10 minutes. But I love interacting with you all in the chat. So please let those comments come. But that's my intention. So let's keep moving forward. We're going to do a brrr. So we're do. If you have difficulties with a brrr, you can use your fingers. Put them in the corner of your mouth, not all the way back, not all the way up, but kind of a middle way. Now, if this is hard for you, that might be a sign that from a vocal technique perspective, something's off. Because oftentimes when you cannot do the there is something happening with your breath support. Now, that is a conversation for another time. For now, you can definitely use the fingers if that helps you. But I'm just saying that that might be something to look into moving forward. So let's do that together. And the last one. Amazing. Tell me in the chat, on a scale from 1 to 10, how did that one feel and sound to you? 10 being amazing, it felt and sounded great. 1 being not as much. I just want to see where we're kind of at. Next exercise, we're going to open up the sound. So we're going to do the same scale, but instead of doing it all the way on a drr, we're going to open it up on an oo. So then we have... That's the exercise. Now I see Grace that says, I get really dizzy. Grace, that's normal in the sense that when you're singing, you're using your breathing in a different way. So you want to make sure that you're activating your diaphragmatic breathing so that you're not starting to hyperventilate. Now, what happens when we're singing, we're taking in more air than when we're just talking. So when we're just talking, we're taking short bursts of air. When we're singing, we fill up our lungs a little bit more, and that might cause our brain to go a little bit airy because there's more oxygen than it's used to. Now, that should get itself fixed the more that you sing and the more that you do these kinds of exercises. So thank you for sharing and for being honest about that. Too fast, someone says. Okay, that's fine. I can go slower. Sarah says that's the hardest one for me. It's about coordination. Yeah, exactly. My breath feels fine. Okay, Douglas, you struggle with this. That's an interesting to look at. So I know you're singing inside Remember, so I think it would be interesting for you to record yourself and then post in the community so that I can see what you struggle with, so that we can try and start to identify where the vocal technique issue might lay. Sometimes it's also just a matter of your lips being too tight. So let's keep going. Yes, Betty, difficult early in the morning. That's why we're warming up. Okay, so we're doing. So we're letting that loose on the ooh and on the top notes. Keep going. last one. Beautiful. So we did a little stretch of our voice. Again, we can go deeper into this. Let's see. Tiffany says, question, can you join without a YouTube account? Because Annalise can get in, but I suppose you need a YouTube. I think you need a Google account, Tiffany, to be able to join the chat. But normally, everyone should be able to see this. I hope that answers the question. Okay, next exercise. We're going to activate the chest voice muscle. So first of all, give me a little bit of vocal fry just to get into the chest voice this early in the morning. Now open that up to an sound. Let's go from the fry to the full sound. Beautiful. Vocal fry gets those vocal cords together, which activates the chest voice muscle. In that chest voice sound, we're gonna do ma. Let's do that together. Ma. Make sure you're in chest voice. Ma. Beautiful. Ma. Keep going. Ma. Ma. Beautiful. Okay, let's go to the other extreme, our head voice. Give me a little yoo-hoo. I hope you're doing that with me, that I'm not the only one waving at my camera. One more time. Yoo-hoo. That's your head voice. Now, we're gonna do you. And I want you to be in that yoo-hoo voice. So we're not forcing anything. This is really, really important. Some people, they tend to pull their chest voice up high. You. We don't want to have that because then we're creating tension. I want you to be in that light head voice sound. You together and you. Keep going. You. Good morning. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to bring this together. We're going to go from the chest voice to our head voice. Okay, so the lyrics are somewhere over the rainbow. You might notice that from a song. And it goes like this. Somewhere over the rainbow. Now, ground rules. We're starting in chest. We're going into our head voice. For some of us, this will be mixed voice. We can have a whole conversation around mixed voice. We're not going to have that conversation today. So we're starting in chest. Somewhere. For me, that's mixed voice. Maybe for some of you, that will be head voice. That's fine. Where over the rainbow, we're staying there. Whoa. Oh, we're coming back to chest voice. This is a tricky one for many of us. We tend to start in chest, going to head or mixed voice, and then stay there. We want to be mindful that we're coming back to chest voice. That's the challenge here, okay? That's ground rule number 1. Start and end in chest voice. Ground rule number 2, do it in one breath. So we're simultaneously training our abdominal our diaphragmatic breath. That's what I wanted to say. Okay. Any questions before we dive into that exercise? Let me see. I have a cold, so my throat is a bit hoarse. Should I stop singing or is it okay? That's the $1 million question. My suggestion is if it hurts, that's a sign from your body to stop. If you notice that with some of the exercises, like the one we did on the SOVT tool, it's actually giving your voice a vocal massage, I would suggest you do that. So if you notice here that you're getting hoarse doing this exercise, what you can do is take your straw or doing on a v or a brr. So instead of using the lyrics, somewhere over the rainbow, you can do brr. That should alleviate a little bit of that hoarseness. So I hope that helps. Okay, feeling good? Clear on the 2 grand rules? Give me a little yes in the chat and then we'll dive in. Okay. Now, Kaya, I hope I'm pronouncing your name okay. She says, I'm struggling on the high notes. That's normal. That's okay. That's why we're here. The more you're going to do this, the easier it will get. So actually, at the end of today, I'm going to ask you to rate your voice today on a scale from 1 to 10. And then on Friday, we're going to do the same. And I want you to notice the difference, because I want you to notice how these little pockets of time can make a huge difference in your overall vocal development. And this is only the warm up. Like, we haven't even touched specific vocal technique exercises yet. We're just warming up our voices. Okay, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, and somewhere over the rainbow. Come back to chest. Let's keep going. Somewhere over the rainbow. Beautiful. Somewhere over the rainbow. Somewhere over the rainbow. Keep going without me. Last one together. Somewhere over the rainbow. Woo! That deserves a virtual high five. Well done. Okay, tell me in the chat before we finish and close this off. How does your voice sound and feel like today at the end of the vocal warm-up of day 1? Tell me in the chat so that we have a starting point. And then on Friday, we can reevaluate. Yeah, Wayne says, had difficulty getting on. Wayne, if I'm not mistaken, you're like somewhere in Canada, which is very early for you right now. Wow, thank you for being here. Betty, feeling good? Okay, tell me a number on a scale from 1 to 10. I want this to be measurable so that on Friday we can check back in and notice the difference. And again, this is not just about warming up the voice. It's about being consistent and noticing that even these small pockets of time can make a huge difference. Now imagine that we're doing this not just for the warm-up, but for specific vocal techniques helping you to sing high, techniques helping you to sing with power, techniques to help you release tension. Those are vocal workouts that we can even add on to the warm-up. Now we're just warming up. So I want you to notice how even just doing a vocal warm-up can make a huge difference. And I want you to imagine what becomes even more possible for you when you extend that beyond the warm-up. So let's see, an 8, a 6, an 8, a 10, love it, a 7, a little bit hoarse. Okay, Claudia, I want to challenge you to give me a number. A Douglas, a 7, a 5, a 7. So take your phone and write that number down somewhere or on a piece of paper. I don't care. But on Friday, we're going to do the same thing again. And we're going to notice what changed. It might go up. It might go down. We'll see. Clara, morning. Mucus developing and coming out. Would have to do more exercise to have my voice in shape. Singing in the afternoon or evening is easier for me. Yes, Clara. And it shouldn't, if you have a gig in the morning, that shouldn't be the thing that holds you back. So you want to have ways to get rid of that mucus if you have to sing in the morning. So vocal hydration before, for example, is an amazing thing. Yes, great. Surprise at my 6 for the first thing in the morning. Love it. High notes with good breath support. Okay, 7. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So if you're a Singing Insider member, my suggestion now that you're here would be to go into the vocal workouts library and choose any of the vocal workouts to get your voice trained in any of the vocal techniques that you're working on. If you're not a Singing Insider member, definitely check out the link in the description here down below. That's your free vocal warm up that you can download. My invitation to you is to download that so that you can keep going with this routine and habit even after these 5 days. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did too. And I'll see you tomorrow. Talk soon. Bye. Thank you, everyone.